Good morning, Carlos. Good morning, sir. It is your friend Norman. As you may imagine, I am in Hammock Park, my own personal, private playground. I'm running past Fisher Field in the baseball diamonds, and I wanted to start off my run with a submission for you. I don't remember hearing where you met Alan or how you two came to be friends, but I'm glad you have somebody there with you to run with, because I know you like to have company. But I'm glad for your company there, and I'm glad you're having a good time. I've listened to all of your shows in England and in Spain, and your running has you in fine form, both physically and vocally. I'm finishing up a week of being off from work, and while, as you may know, I tend to ruminate and ponder about the things of life a bit too much, I've landed at the end of this week with a sense of joy and happiness. Anyway, as promised, I told you I would send you a submission, and therefore I'm doing so. And I am feeling pretty good just in this moment, right here, right now. So I will leave you with that, my friend. Continue to enjoy your vacation. And I look forward to your next show. Bye-bye.
Well, hello, Carlos. This is, of course, your friend Jim, from South Central Pennsylvania, and host of the Secret Podcast, calling to send you a submission. You've been most kind to do that to me, not once but twice. In recent days, I figure I will extend the favor your way as well. And you are correct, Carlos. I do tend to do my post-production in as high a bit rate as I can to get the very best quality out of the sound, but it does make for a really dense show. That's okay. Binge away, my friend. I'll be doing the same thing with your Spreaker podcast in the coming weeks, starting with this one. In addition to starting the weekend, starting a 7-day vacation. A little bit about what's going on here. So, I am out for my usual morning run. And, it's cold today, buddy. But starting off a bit of a vacation again. Simpatico, right? That's the word I want. You're simpatico. You have lots of free time, enjoying your vacation out in Spain, and I have lots of free time, enjoying my time here in PA. So with that, Carlos, I bid you fond farewell for now. We will speak again later.
Once again, you catch us at it, running uphill and out of breath. 10 minutes in, heading towards the famous Senda. Return to Senda. We're going to do a big trail loop today. Alan and I, as we fight our way into the teeth of a gale. Yeah. We have both cheered up a little bit because we have a nice section of flat. Today we're going to go into town and visit my mum and then do some sightseeing. I originally planned to try and take a road back from the castle, but looking on the map, it looked as if there were rather too many switchbacks. Now we're out of the wind. Hallelujah. It is Sunday, so this is indeed our Sunday contribution. There was some weird wind anomaly which might negatively impact on my recording today. We'll see. I do have my wind abatement system, which should work quite well today. Another mountain runner coming towards us. Hola. He looked as if he was in the glory zone. Yeah. You can always tell, can't you? The happy runner. Well, normally it's because they've done the hardest part or they're heading downhill, that kind of thing. Close to the barn. I packed some TP today because there is absolutely nothing you would want to wipe your arse with here. nothing. You never know. We're going to be quite a remote section of this ridge trail very soon, and we'll have to put up with a fair amount of hiking today. But that's okay. It comes with the territory. But unfortunately, there will be a fair amount of single track running. So Alan will be my silent companion.
2 kilometers.
And the Runkeeper lady will be reminding us of our distance. As we head up. Coming up to the summit of the first climb, the sky is blue, a darker blue than usual, maybe because it's earlier in the morning. Plus there are some heavier clouds. I think we're on the edge of a change in the weather. Hopefully the wind last night will blow the clouds away. This is the earliest that we've been out for a while. 9 o'clock Spanish time. Yeah, we're supposed to be pushing the hikes today. No goofing off. Keep the heart going at a steady pace. We're going to see the meteorological ball. We're going to see the old castle ruins. We're going to see the cathedral. We're going to run down through the old part of town. And then we're coming back on the promenade. Did you want to take a picture, or are you okay?
I'm fine now.
Yeah, we've got this one. We took this picture yesterday.
Same thing, only different.
Yeah, just a slightly more interesting sky pattern today. I'm thinking of handing off my recorder to my buddy, but not just yet. When I run out of things to say. Norman was asking me yesterday about how Alan and I met. And as you might imagine, we met online through the Daily Mile. We've been friends for about 3 years, I'm guessing. And this is the first time we've actually met in vivo. You! We're on the top. Now we have a little bit of lunar landscape, and then we head down. Into the wind once again. He's dropped back a fair bit, but that's okay. We're not going to lose sight of each other. This is quite an exposed trail. Today's run will be about an hour and 40 minutes, I'm guessing. Probably 11 kilometers. The last part will be a lot quicker and a lot flatter than this section. I should give him a bit of a chance to catch up. But I'm not really going to stop moving. I might just hike a little less vigorously, give him a chance to catch up. Yeah, well, I caught up with Norman's latest podcast, his Run Norman. Still haven't managed to listen to the latest 2 or 3 episodes of Jim, but I promised him that I would when I get a chance, when I have some uninterrupted broadband. Yeah, now I'm regretting not having brought my camera, because there are times when I could have stopped and taken some pictures, because Alan is hanging back a bit. I'm leaving the recorder on the ground. See if he picks it up for me. Walk away from the recorder!
Eh? Oh. Okay. Here we go again. Up he goes. It's on. Okay. There's Mr. Jackal leading the way up the hill, up the rocky way. It's sunny. Sun's out. It's getting warm. I'm getting warm. Climbing. There's the jackal helping, whatever. Come to Papa.
The Bay area there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see all of that on the way back, the little promenade down there. Yeah. All right, so we've done the relay. He's handed the baton back to the granddaddy of podcasting, as Jim so kindly reminded me, him being 20 years my junior, well, maybe not 20, but a good few years. Him and Norman are in about the same boat. We got a little bit of an update from Norman and his urinary issues. I've had that cystoscopy or cystoscopy. Have you ever had a cystoscopy? No. Okay, you're lucky. Norman had one the other day. No. Yep. They put a tube up your external apparatus. Yeah. And they look inside your bladder. Yeah, I've had one of those, Norman. They're not much fun. Even thinking about it makes me cringe. So I see a fellow trail user coming towards us. He looks as if he might be hiking more of the flats than we are intending to do. We're trying to run whenever we can on the flats and the downs. And he is walking on a very nice runnable section. So there you go. He's dressed for the cold. Hola. Yeah, man of few words. I'm pulling away from Alan again, but that's okay. I've got a hill to climb now, a hill to hike. The meteorological ball is just about a kilometre away. I can see it on the third hillock up ahead. Yeah, Alan's running to catch me. He's a little bit concerned about getting injured, so I'm looking back every now and then to make sure that he's still vertical. I put the recorder down back there. I thought there was something quite interesting. Luckily, he spotted it. Otherwise, I would have had to go back to retrieve it, which I would have done, obviously. I did that once before with Sandy and the gang when she was introducing us to her now husband of a few months, quite a few months actually. I think they got married last August or September. This is a good running section, but I will wait for my pal to catch up. Here he comes. I didn't want to leave you too far behind in case you had some sort of issues with your, tripping or something like that. Yep, this is a nice, slightly sheltered area. Slightly less exposed to the biting wind. But it is quite nice here today, in a sort of a rugged kind of way. The lighting is superb. Early morning sunshine. But we're too busy keeping our eyes peeled for danger to stop to take pictures. I probably have enough file footage to find pictures from previous years of this very spot. I'm building up quite an archive. Oh, that was once again one of those moments when I had to bring my knee to my chest almost to get up. Yeah, I'm not very good at lifting my massive body weight up over more than a few inches at a time. So I'm going to take a little bit of a windbreak now. Excuse me. I will be getting back to you soon enough. The other day when Alan and I were going shopping, we saw something that neither of us have seen before, which was, it looked like a conga line of about, how many would you say? 30? At least 30 or more.
It's over 6 feet long, I think.
Yeah. It was about a 6-foot-long conga line of caterpillars, and they were pretty much nose to tail, following each other, snaking along. At first I thought it was a snake, but Alan did a bit of Googling and found out that this is a migration. They come out of the pine trees, where they have quite a devastating effect on the pine trees, as caterpillars, and then they migrate somewhere different to turn into butterflies or moths or whatever they are. So basically they're finding a new location for their next stage of development. And he said, what was it? They have some sort of toxic venom?
Yeah, if you touch them, you get skin irritation, eye
and skin irritation.
Your eye problem.
Yeah.
And, don't disturb them.
No. We didn't disturb them. We left.
They're only like south of Spain.
South of Spain and north of Africa. Morocco and the Mediterranean is the only place you see these strange behaviors from these caterpillars. Yep. But there you go. That's the beauty of Google. The big G came to the rescue. The other thing that Alan and I both have a lot of trouble with is finding words that we know are in there somewhere in our brains. Acronym, that was the word. And we were thinking, no, it's not anagram. It ain't anagram, but it's close. Acronym was the word. Like the UN and NATO and what's the other one? AWOL and SNUFU. SNUFU's a good one. But it is Sunday, so I won't repeat the full meaning of that particular acronym. This will not, I repeat, not. This will not be an explicit episode, all right, Alan? The only time you're allowed to drop an F-bomb is if you stub your toe or if you fall. Yeah.
4 kilometers.
4 kilometers. You! Yep. I've noticed this before, and some of my other podcasting friends have noticed that when we're recording, the time goes by so much quicker. It's almost like, yeah, we've got a little bit of energy coming through our hands from the microphone back into the wind. Excuse me once again, I will pause this recording. So we made it through a very tricky white knuckle section in the wind. Alan and I are both quite glad that we're still alive on this side of the danger zone. We're now approaching the glory zone. We're going to make a little summit here, turn onto a bit of asphalt, hallelujah, and then we're going to go through the old ruined castle and then down through the old city and the cathedral, or the sanctuario. I'm not quite sure whether it's a sanctuary or a cathedral, but it is a functioning house of God. It's a functioning house of God. And this, just along here, is where the word Cuyera is written in the cliffside. You're going to see the letters. Without getting too close to the edge, we will see the letters of Cuyera. I will go this way. Get out of the wind quicker. Yeah, there's another communication station. and the old castle ruins. And then before you know it, we're heading back into the old, quaint, windy part of town. And we're just heading for that glorious piece of asphalt. After all these boulders and lunar landscape, we're now thankful for some pavement, a brief section of pavement. Isn't it amazing how most of the time we would be dreading running on the pavement, but after that little bit,
Something falls on your feet.
yeah,
Away.
we're both smiling away like a couple of,
Well, like the guy.
yeah, oh, the laughing boy. He was happy when he got off the lunar landscape. Yeah, we saw some guy just as we were joining the horror zone. And this is where the roadies like to come and train. They cycle up to the meteorological ball. They don't mind those switchbacks, but you can see where they go. It's probably even further going that way. Yeah, on a bike you can enjoy those sweeping turns, but as a runner you try and take the shortest, safest route you can find. Alright, so I'm going to pause it again pretty soon because we're going to be back into the wind. Yeah. Back into the lunar landscape for a few more minutes, and then it's down we go. I don't mind this much. This stuff is quite nice. It's like big slabs of limestone rather than those craggy little sharp rocks. Just about to walk through the hole in the wall. Eh?
Pretty thick there, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can see how it's not terribly well put together. It just looks like mud and rocks. One good blast from a Moorish cannon, and there's another hole in the wall. Do you want me to take a picture of you there?
Sure.
All right, let me just pause this audio recording for a few seconds. So we survived the hardest run that we have done together, Alan and I. We're now just coming back to Easy Street. We're going to be running through the old part of town. The wind almost blew us off the top of the ridge. As we descend towards the paved surfaces once again, having survived a near-death experience on the Senda in Cullera, Spain. I was saying to Alan that whenever you do this kind of run, you feel like you should be getting a finisher's medal just for remaining vertical. Hola.
Buenos días.
Mucho viento hoy, ¿eh?
Por la parte de abajo más.
¿Más aún?
Sí.
Oh. He was saying that there's more wind down lower.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's right. He hasn't experienced the wind tunnel. Yeah, the older we get, the more cautious we become. We have lived 60 plus years, Alan and I, each. Our combined age is probably 130 years of combined age, you and me. It is. It's quite impressive if you think about it. That's a long time. And we hope to live a few more years. So we're now running down the Stations of the Cross, and the bells have started to peal. Hold on. Yeah, that would have been the 10 o'clock chimes. Yep, we have survived the white knuckle section, and now we get the payback. We get the easy stuff. Downhill and paved. And this is the 9th station of the cross. Five, 6, 7, 8. I actually guessed it right, you know. This entire trip I've been telling Alan what will happen, and I have been almost invariably wrong. But today I was right. That was the 10 o'clock chimes. Well, it's another church. They're not in sync with each other, but the one at the sanctuary just rang 10. And this one down here will probably ring 10 as well. But we haven't quite reached the old part of town. This is more of the fortifications and the sanctuary. People do live here. We're now in the populated part of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's like we've taken a stairway down. There are some windy streets around here, but not too much vehicular traffic. It's not really built for cars. A little bit lower you get little moped ramps, middle of the steps. You'll have a little ramp where they could possibly bring a moped up, but we're not quite there yet. This is definitely pedestrian only. Number 26, railway cuttings. I feel like being a little quiet because it is Sunday morning. Or, see these little ramps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
These are like the little moped ramps, or the bicycle ramp. If you had a bicycle, you could wheel it up here, or your shopping, or your shopping cart. You see? Yeah. And there, the case in point: a bicycle and a moped. We're now pretty much down to town level. Yoo-hoo! We made it!
We descended.
We descended. We sure did. Now we have to run through town like a couple of renegades. Social services. I could come there and claim my welfare check as a European citizen. Hola. Calle San Jaime, St. James's, street. And this is the market. This is where Eddie and his brother come to do their weight training. Right next to the market, he said, there's a gymnasium. We go this way. We've seen a bit of everything today, haven't we? From lunar to urban in 1 hour. Pretty soon we'll be on the promenade. Promenading. Yeah. I'm gonna shut this recording down for the day, okay? So this is Alan and Carlos running back through the old part of town back to their little place on the ocean. Bye-bye.